Hello, it's Dabla Mom, and today I'm excited to share another new dish with you. This dish I've been meaning to try for some time, but I thought this was the perfect time as we recently celebrated the Sinhalese Tamil New Year. The Sinhalese Tamil New Year is celebrated on the 13th or 14th of April, and this auspicious time is marked by is observed by the movement of sun from Meena Rashiya, which is the house of Pisces, to the Mesha Rashiya, which is the house of Aries, which marks the end of the harvest season. The festival is marked by a lot of different activities which involve a lot of different games, as well as making a lot of traditional sweets such as kyaung, which is oil cakes, and cookies. Also we have traditional sweets such as mung kyaung, and generally a lot of beautiful traditional foods that are made and shared with everyone at this time. So the dish that I will be making is called Ambul thiyal, or sour fish curry, and this is a dish that goes so well with one of the main dishes that is made at this time, which is kiribat, or milk rice. So with that being said, I'm excited to share this, as the Sinhalese Tamil New Year is such a special celebration in Sri Lanka. Also, to have a bit of fun, I dressed up in an outfit that would traditionally be worn at this time of year to celebrate the Sinhalese Tamil New Year, and as we would call Avrudu. So this is an outfit that there is an auspicious color that is worn every year, and this year I've been told that it's green. So the color would be incorporated into a new garment that they would wear to celebrate during the Avrudu season. And I don't have anything green, so I'm going to be wearing my green apron, and yeah, so we are all ready and we'll start our dish. Okay, so to start with, as I mentioned, we will be doing the Ambul thiyal, or sour fish curry, which is such a good complementary dish to have with milk rice. To start with, I want to speak a little bit about the recipe. This website, which I generally follow, is excellent if you are starting or want to try out Sri Lankan dishes, especially Sri Lankan curries. And I will put the link in the description box below, and it really gives a beautiful, it's written so well, and it's so simple and easy to follow, as with all of the recipes from this website. And it speaks a little bit of the history of this dish, and especially to the fact that the Ambul thiyal, or sour fish curry, was mainly brought about as a method of preserving the fish and keeping it for a longer period, as this would generally be made it was generally brought about as in the villages back in the day. They wouldn't have a refrigeration process, so this method would be used to help preserve the dish and keep it for a longer time as well. So to start with, I will be listing the ingredients, and we have some beautiful yellowfin tuna, or kelawalla, and in the recipe there are a few more options given. If you can't find yellowfin tuna, those are all listed out in the recipe link. And one of the main star ingredients is goraka, or brindleberry, also known as Indian tamarind, and this is going to give that lovely sharpness and tanginess to the dish, as well as it's going to bring out that lovely black color, which is really a signature part of the dish. We'll also be using some coarse black pepper, and it's important to get some good quality pepper, as this would be one of the main flavors that bring out the dish. And we'll also be using some ginger garlic paste, some curry leaves, some chili powder, some turmeric powder, about 2-inch pandan leaf, some cloves, some cardamoms, and some salt to taste. Okay, so for the first step, you have to soak the goroka for 5 minutes. I actually soaked it a little bit more because it will make it nice and soft. And after it's been soaked for about 5 minutes, you have to grind it into a fine paste. So I've added a little bit of water to make it a bit easier. And after that, we will go ahead and grind it into a fine paste. So now we have the goroka or the brindleberry, which we've made it ground into a fine paste, and now we are going to grind the other spices and make it into a fine paste as well. So I'm just going to use the same grinder and put all the ingredients in and grind them all together. Okay, so now I've added all my spices in, and I've added a little bit of water as well. Hopefully it will make it a nice paste. So we are going to grind and make a paste of all of these spices as well, and then we will add it with the goroka mixture later on and combine the two pastes together. So now we have ground both the goroka into a fine paste as well as the other spices. We've mixed it all together and we've ground that into a fine paste as well. So at this point we will be combining both the paste and mixing them well into the fish. So in the recipe as well, they recommend using some disposable gloves, as the smell can carry on your hands for quite some time. So we're just gonna add those two together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first combine the two pastes, and then I'm going to mix it well with the fish. So I have to mention, I used almost double the quantity of goroka. I let it soak again, and I combined that goroka as well because I felt that it wasn't enough for the quantity of fish I had. So at this point, you can check for the salt and pepper as well and see if you need and add more, because the uniqueness of this dish, like I said before, is the black color to it and the pepper as well, which adds that flavor. So if you feel like it needs more, you can always add it at this point. Okay, so now we have coated the fish nicely with the two pastes, the brindleberry or goroka paste as well as the other spices we ground together, and we added those two pastes and we coated the fish very well with it. Make sure you really get in there and get under and really coat the fish well. After that, what we will do is we will set it aside for 15 to 20 minutes to let the fish absorb all these spices and all the flavors. So we keep it aside for 15 to 20 minutes now. Okay, so now we have our fish that has been marinating for about 15 to 20 minutes. So now we're going to prepare for the cooking process. So the recipe recommends a clay pot. So I was able to get the clay pot as well as all the ingredients for this dish, including the fish, from our local Sri Lankan store. So for those in Canada, if you check out your local Sri Lankan store, you will be able to get all the ingredients as well as the supplies needed. So I've lined it, the recipe recommends lining the clay pot with a banana leaf, which I've done, And now we're going to transfer the fish, and it recommends not to overcrowd the pan. So we're going to put it in a way where it has some room, and we're not going to kind of put it all together. Okay, so now that we've added our fish to the pan, and as I mentioned, you have to make sure you don't overcrowd the pan. And after that, we add 1 cup of water and add it to the fish. And then on a low heat, we will simmer this dish and let it simmer till all the water evaporates. So just another point I want to add is make sure you don't stir the fish, because that can result in the fish breaking and not cooking well. So you don't have to worry about mixing it too well. If you really want to make sure it's got all those spices in, you can just give the pan a shake. If not, you could just leave it and let the fish cook well and let the water evaporate. Okay, so now we have our completed Ambul thiyal dish, and if you can see, the water has evaporated nicely, and I also broke a part of it to check if it's cooked well. And when it feels firm and it has this nice white color inside, that means the fish is cooked well. So now that this dish is ready, it's really a perfect accompaniment for our milk rice or kiribat dish. And I've also made some lunumiris, which is some small red onions, some chili, some lime, and salt, all ground well together. And I've all added it to a mortar and pestle and given it another mix just for it to release the flavors. So this is a beautiful meal we would traditionally have during the Sinhalese Tamil New Year, or as we would say, Aurudhu time. And actually we would have it at other times as well, but it's most significant during this time, and we really enjoy this meal. And we also have some sweet treats we enjoy at this time. I've just saved a few to show you, to give you an idea of all these sweet treats. So there you go, our Ambul thiyal or sour fish curry, some milk rice, and lunumiris, something that we really enjoy during the Aurudhu or Sinhala Tamil New Year time. Enjoy.